This movie will shatter everything you thought you knew about physics. A Finnish veteran is driving a truck, carrying his entire life's earnings to escape the Soviet-occupied zone, only to be hunted by 2 Soviet fighter jets. With his farm in ruins, he plunges the truck into the forest, weaving through the timber to break the enemy's lock. But just as he catches his breath, a flash in the rearview mirror reveals a jet banking hard, threading itself into the narrow gaps of the forest. He times the opening perfectly and slams the brakes. The resulting explosion leaves his world ringing in a deafening silence. He stays hyper alert. He knows there were 2 of them. At the forest edge, he kills the engine and scans the horizon. But the second predator is nowhere to be seen. Little does he know, the enemy has been ghosting him in his blind spot the entire time. When he finally turns, the jet has already accelerated past him, pulling a high G-turn to lock onto the truck head-on. The pilot pulls the trigger. He remains eerily calm. He knows the ammunition count for this model, and he knows the enemy is firing on empty. Desperate, the pilot aligns the nose of his jet with the truck and ejects. He reacts instantly, aiming for the cargo straps and slamming the brakes, successfully parrying what should have been a fatal blow. He ignores the pilot who parachuted down, focusing only on reloading his belongings to push forward. But the survivor is relentless, clinging to him like a curse. Finally pushed to his limit, he marches toward the pilot with fury, until the enemy flashes a twisted, haunting grin. He looks up, and the sky is filled with a bomber. He abandons the fight and dives for the driver's seat, but the clock has run out. And the shockwave hurls both him and the truck off the cliff into the sea. He claws his way out of the submerged cab, watching his hard-earned fortune sink into the dark. But he refuses to surrender. He dives deep, severs the lashings, and rides the timber as it rockets back to the surface. He fashions a raft from the remaining wood, drifting toward the edge of the occupation. He finds an abandoned Soviet T-54 tank on the shore. He rigs every explosive he has to the rear of the tank and guns it toward the border. The guards sense something is wrong with the tank's silhouette. He lights the fuse and hammers the accelerator. A hail of gunfire bounces off the armor like pebbles. As the explosives at the rear detonate, the 30-ton tank is launched into the air, performing a maneuver that would make an Olympic diver jealous. With one final thunderous splash, he clears the border and leaves the occupation behind forever.